Are you feeling overwhelmed by Xtheme and all the things that you can do with it? Watch this video to see me guide you through it. For the best blog tech help, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every Monday. If you like this video, please let me know by liking it below. Subscribe and share it with all your fellow bloggers, and comment below with helpful if this video helped you. If you're feeling a bit daunted by the prospect of setting up Xtheme on your blog, by the end of this video you'll know how to set up your theme options and create a new page from scratch. I've used Xtheme on both my blogs, and now it's your turn. One of the handiest parts of Xtheme Cornerstone that I find are the settings. So you've got preferences, always have advanced mode on, and that means that you'll be able to see all the options available. WordPress toolbar, it's up to you whether you want it on or off. I keep it off. Help text can be useful to everyone, so I keep that on. The really handy bits are colours. So you'll have your brand colours in there already. To add a new one, you just change the values down here. You can use RGB, red, green, blue values, or you can add hex codes in there, which is what I prefer to use. So there you go, I've added another colour in there, and that's saved. So I've added another colour in there, and I'm going to save that. And then fonts as well. So you can see my body copy is set to Lato, and you can decide whether you want ultralight, regular, bold, ultra bold versions to be available when you're when you're customizing your pages. And then again the same for headings. I've got Oswald, that's my choice. And then logo as well, if you decide that you want a text logo. When I first set up the Blog Genie, I didn't have a logo, and I just had the Blog Genie in Berkshire or Berkshire Swash. And as I go through showing you how to set up a new page, you'll see how the colours and the fonts come in handy. There's also this little cheat sheet option here at the bottom. So if we click that, it shows you some keyboard shortcuts. It's also got a bit of a glossary, tell you what it means when it talks about the bar, header builder, content builder, and all that jazz. So now we're going to look at creating a new page using Xtheme. So to start off with, we'd start as if we were making any page using WordPress. So I'm going to add a new page, and this is going to be my toolbox, because I want to create a new page on my site with all the useful tools of the trade that I use on the Blog Genie. So I'm going to pop the title up there. I'm not going to put anything in here, and I'm then going to come over to the side panel on the right and choose page attributes. So this page isn't going to have a parent. That's just because I want it to be a standalone page. The bit that I'm really interested in is the template. So here you can see that you can choose whether you want it in a container or not, whether you want it to have the header and footer that you've set up in your options, no header or a footer. You can choose whatever you want from here. So I am going to choose blank container with a header and a footer. I'm now going to click publish. Now that page is live. I know there's nothing in it, but unless anyone's got the direct URL for it, they're not going to find it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to the X menu, and I'm going to click on Cornerstone. Cornerstone is the drag and drop editor for Xtheme. Something else that's worth noting is that before I started recording this video, I switched off my caching plugins. If you know the basics of caching, it means that your browser takes a copy of some files so that it doesn't have to re-download them every time you refresh the page or go back to the page. But in this case, when we're playing around with creating a new page in different layouts, we don't really want that, and Cornerstone starts to give you some weird results while you're playing with it if they're switched on. So I recommend that you switch any caching plugins off when you come and make changes in Cornerstone. So this is the content, so I'm now going to search for my page that I just created. So I'm going to click Edit. Just waiting for Cornerstone to load the preview. And as you can see, it's got my page header and my page footer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a section. All I do is click that just here, and it will add a section, as you can see here. Within that section, you can have rows, as many as you like, or you can then delete the row. You can then split your row into columns. Oh, go back. I can set it to have 2 columns, different sizes. But in this case, I want 1 column, and I'm now going to go to Elements. Elements, this is all the different kind of elements that you can have on screen. There's quite a few of them, and I am going to add a headline. So literally just drag it on to my section. So I'm now going to click on that, and you'll see that the inspector appears. Now the inspector allows you to inspect your element. So here I'm going to change my text to Toolbox. And as you can see, it updates automatically. I'm now going to scroll down to text format. Now this is where the presets that I showed you previously become really handy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the font family to the headings font. And you can see it's now changed to my headings font. I'm also going to align it in the center, and I'm also going to change the color. And again, these are my preset colors just here. I'm now going to make the font size a little bit bigger to 1.5 ems. And you can move your text around if you want. You can underline it, strike through, you name it. There's so many options here. I could go through them all, but I'd be here forever. So my advice is to just have a play around with what's here. Something that I've used in a couple of places actually is I've set a background for the whole section. So you can do that, or you can even go advanced and add an image. For example, insert into post, and you'll then see that that's the background. I could drag a gap on there. Drag a gap on there. And create a huge so you get the picture. I'm just going to delete that gap. I'm also going to remove that background image. And so that's transparent again. So there we go, I've got my heading. I'm now going to add some text. There we go. I'm just going to put a bit of space in between my heading and my text. So I'm going to put a gap in there. I'm now going to add a new section. So I'll go back to the Layout tab and click Add Section. You can see I've got my new section down here. And I'm going to click on that. Again, I want it as one column. And I'm going to add an accordion. So I'm now going to change the text here. Change that Tools for New Bloggers. I'm going to change this one. Obviously this isn't going to be my final text, I'm just doing something really super quick here. So there we go, I've got my accordion control. And you'll see across the top here that there's varying levels that you can edit. So section, I can then click on the accordion and I can either change the item text or I can make changes to the accordion itself. So I'm going to put a bulleted list here now, and I'm going to say, right, so hosting, SiteGround, graphics, Canva, automation, if this then that. I'm just going to close that for now. And you can see that I added via the text editor, but Xtheme automatically turns it into HTML as well, which is pretty cool. So you can see how that looks in HTML. So I'm going to close that and then expand this, and you can see, and you can see it's updated. And this page is looking pretty boring, so let's add another row and we'll add a picture. So here we've got image. And then I'm going to come down into the panel here, the left panel, and click this plus icon. Let's find a picture of me, you know, because why not? I'm going to go to the layout. I'm going to click on the row. I'm going to inspect it. Inspect the column. And I'm going to set the text line to the middle. So there we go. I move to the middle. And to add another gap between me and my text. Have a play. So yeah, have fun with it, you know. Don't be scared of it. I know a lot of bloggers do seem a little bit scared of it, but there's honestly nothing to be scared of. Literally, each page is made up of different sections. Each section has a number of columns. You drag your elements into your column. And then use the inspector to set the details up. That's all there is to it. Comment below with your favourite X theme stack. Is it Icon, Renew, Integrity or Ethos? If you like this video, please let me know by liking it below. Subscribe and share it with all your fellow bloggers. And comment below with helpful if this video helped you.